Hello. So you could be watching this class at any time, but in the world, okay, sorry. We are just before the holidays. It's the winter holidays, and it can be a time for added stress depending on what your life is like. I hope it's not, but just in case it is, we're going to start today. This is going to be a shorter workout, but we're going to start with a shoulder workout. And my dogs have chewed this ball, but I got it before they destroyed it. So even a mildly chewed tennis ball, I think would be just fine. So we're going to take our ball. You could even probably use like a drier ball, although it's not going to be quite as hard, so it won't be as much of a massage. I recommend if you really want to go intense, you can get a lacrosse ball. That's a little bit too much for me. I think a tennis ball or a foam ball. This is called a trigger point ball. I think it's very, very similar to a tennis ball. TPtherapy.com, but whatever, a tennis ball will do. And we're going to come down onto the mat on our backs and we're going to bring the ball with us. And speaking of the ball, I'm also going to grab my squishy ball and bring that too. And that's that story. Okay. I also, just in case I forget to say this, um, when we do this kind of massaging, or even if you get a massage somewhere, you should always follow that experience by drinking a lot of water, or having some tea that is, sort of an antioxidant situation, just to flush out the stuff that is released when you are massaging yourself or you have gotten a massage. I think it's a nice practice to do right after. Okay, so I'm going to take the ball and I am going to keep my knees bent and my feet flat, and I'm going to roll over to the side a little bit and tuck the ball. Just I'm using my right arm here, just to the right of my spine and below the line of my neck and shoulder, into like the trap area, but just to be less specific, into that like juicy place in the neck slash shoulder where people often feel a lot of tension. Chances are immediately you're going to be like, ooh, I can tell what's going to happen here. And then after you get that, and just PS, you're not on the bones at all. You're always like in the belly of the muscle area, and adjust it if you need to. So I'm going to bring my right arm up to the ceiling. And yeah, like I said already, this is kind of intense. I'm going to start to move my shoulder in my back. So I'm going to stretch the arm up so the shoulder just kind of moves, it slides up and forward a little bit. And then I'm going to drop my shoulder back down towards the floor. And I'm just going to keep doing that. And you can start to make a little bit of a circular motion, circling the shoulder blade around. I'm just going to soften my elbow a little bit, and you can really make any shape happen with the arm that feels right at this moment. So actually, I'm kind of just making a bit of a circle with the whole arm. Try and relax your jaw. And if this is very intense, continue to take some nice deep breaths. You can start to make this a little bit more dynamic by bringing the arm out to the side and by making even like a full circle. It is up to you how much you move around here. Gosh, this is like such a great idea. Should we all be doing this more? Of course we should, you guys. Of course we should. Neck tension, jaw tension, tension across the chest and into the shoulders and arms. That's what we all feel, pretty much, right? So this is just a beautiful way to give this area a little bit of love. Maybe go the other way with your circles, see how that goes. And yeah, so I already said this, but really the experience that you're having will depend on the size and the firmness of your ball. I'm just going to do one more here. And then I'm just going to come back up and I'm going to come straight out to the side and hold there for a second. And then look right. I'm moving my head all the way to the right. And then I'm going to move my head all the way to the left. All the way right. All the way left. One more each way. And then come back to the center. Come on back up again. Shift your way over to the side and then just take the ball out and enjoy that for a minute. It feels a little bit better already. Come to the other side and let's see how, ooh, this one's worse. Yeah, so just keep moving the ball around until you find like the most awful feeling. And then you're like, oh, there it is. Okay, so gosh, I have a giant knot on this side. If you're anything like me and this is intense, just take it slow. Please don't hold your breath. Keep breathing. And keep adjusting the ball if you need to. And breathe. Yeah, the holidays are just a little bit crazy. The expectations are high. We're juggling so many emotions. You know, all we see all over TVs and social media is like joy and celebrating and buying and stuff. But like we all know that the holidays can be a very intense time, and also for some people can be a very sad time. So you know, that's exactly why I'm down here on the floor. I don't feel sad today, but I certainly do feel tension in my shoulders. I was just kind of holding the ball exactly where I wanted it to be just then. And I'm going to start making larger circles with the arm. You can do this every day. This is like not a bad habit. I just have to figure out where to hide mine so my dogs don't see it and reclaim their chew toy. Okay, I'm going to bring the arm all the way out to the side. Oh, and now I'm going to move my head back and forth. One more each way. And then come back to the center. And then you can just gently take the ball out. Okay, so now I'm going to take the ball and we're going to bring it out around front. And I'm going to hold the ball with my right hand. And I'm going to bring, so the center of my chest, my sternum, you can stay lying down. I'm going to sit up just to show you. So I'm going to bring the ball like right into my pectoral muscle. And while you're down on the floor, you can kind of find the center of what feels like that muscle. And then maybe just use both hands and gently start to roll out that area. You can make a circular motion and just take a nice deep breath along the way. And you can go up towards the shoulder a little bit. Whenever you want to, you can
not make a circular motion, maybe up and down. I'm like in the shoulder a little bit more now. And we're just going to do this for another 2 breaths. Take a nice deep breath here. And then come back to the center, and let's go over to the other side. Roll it around. So some of you may be even more tense in the front of the shoulder than you were in the back. This is a really nice little way to release tight fascia and tight muscles up into the shoulder. And you could easily get a tennis ball in so many places, actually. But, you know, there's always Target, there's the Amazon. One more breath here. Good. And then we're going to put it to the side. You can continue if you would like, if that's the way you want your experience to be, but I'm going to come to the hands and knees. And now that the shoulders feel a little freer, hands under shoulders, knees under hips, toes can come forward, quick little foot stretch. As you lean back, spread the fingers, push down through your palms. Let's round through the spine, especially the upper spine, and relax your head. And then arch the back. Stick out the tush. One more each way. And arch. And then come back to the center. And then come on back, uncurl the toes. I'm just going to change the way that you can see me here so you can see what I'm doing here a little bit better. Okay, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Bring your right hand a little bit more central. And let's bring the left arm out to the side. Pull your head up. I like to imagine that gravity pulls me up just a little bit. So you're kind of pushing the ground away and then lengthening outward through the opposite arm. And then we can switch. Left arm down, right arm out. Plug that left shoulder in so the shoulder isn't living right up on your ear. Breathe. Feel length from the crown of the head to the sits bones. And then we're going to do one more each way, a little bit different. Right hand comes back. Left arm comes out. We're just going to make a bit of a circle here around. However big you want. Continue to find length through your spine. I'm going to do 3 circles in one direction. And then I'm going to go the other way. 3, 2, and 1. Come back to center. Right arm out. And circle. 3, 2, 1. And then go the other way. 3, 2, and 1. Come all the way back down. Hands right under the shoulders again, knees together. Let's bring the right leg out to the side, like this whole like fire hydrant type move. And we're going to do a similar thing with the leg that you just did with your arm. It's kind of a nice big-ish circle. We'll do 5. There's 2, 3, 4. And let's go the other direction. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And let's do the other leg. Make any changes that you need to make. 5, 4, 3, 2, and we'll go the other way. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come all the way back down. Widen your knees. Send your hips back and your arms forward. Take a nice deep breath here. Inhale. And one more deep breath here. And then come back up. I'm going to come into a modified push-up position. Knees together, feet together. I'm going to do this kind of a thing. If you want to come into a full plank or bring yourself to a chair, a counter, or the wall, those are all super great options. Lengthen the neck, wide elbows. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lean back. Come on up onto your knees. Tilt your pelvis a little bit so your tail goes down and your belly button lifts. And it's like it's not really a tuck of the pelvis, but just lengthen the low back and draw the abdominals in. Bring the arms up to the ceiling. Lift the chest. Hook your thumbs. Stretch over to the right. Reach down slightly through the left knee as you stretch over to the right. And then come over to the other side. One more each way. Come back to the center. Arms out nice and wide. Feet together, knees slightly apart here. Twist right. Inhale, center. Twist left. And then come back to the center. Let's bring the arms down. Come back into that modified push-up position or any of those other positions that I mentioned. We're going to do another set here. Long spine, long neck, belly is in, and 8, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, one more. Come all the way back to hands and knees. Give your wrists a quick twirl because that usually feels nice. And then come on back down again. I'm going to keep my hands underneath my shoulders. I'm going to step my left foot forward. So my left hand is right inside my left foot. If this is too intense for you, you can grab a chair and rest your hands or your forearms right on the seat of the chair if this is just not in the books for you today. I'm going to straighten out my back leg and reach the heel away from me. Adjust your hands and your feet as you need to. Find length through the back leg, shoulders away from your ears, and give yourself 3 deep breaths here. And 2. One more. I'm going to move my right arm central and bring my left arm up. Pulling my chin in towards my throat just a little bit. And I'm going to hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, all the way back down. Let's put the back knee down and then walk back until the front leg is nice and straight. And then I'm just going to straighten that leg and walk my fingertips forward. If you can, you're leaning forward, pull the left hip back a little bit, and then try and relax your head down. And then lift up and look forward, straighten out the back. And then come forward, relax your head. Lift and straighten out your back one more time. And straighten out. Come on back to where we started. We're going to switch legs. This time, right leg comes forward. This side could be different. Let's see how it goes. So you're bringing that back leg up. Adjust your arms. Some people can come down onto their forearms here. That is not me. God bless you, as my mother would say. Take a nice deep breath. Find your length. Find your deep breaths. Two more deep breaths here. Now I'm going to move my left hand a little bit inward and bring my right arm up. Oh gosh, this is a deep stretch. Let's come back down. Back knee comes down. Walk back. Straighten out this leg. You can gently kind of flex this foot. Pull the right hip back a little bit. Using yoga blocks where my hands are right now would be really helpful for those of you that have tight hamstrings. So we're lengthening out the spine and then rounding forward and lengthening out and rounding forward. One more time. And let's put that leg back. We've got one more set of push-ups to do. I'm going to do a modified push-up here. So I'm bringing my hands a little bit closer together, fingertips forward, elbows back. And then I'm lowering and then pushing the floor away. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, one more. Wide knees, sit back, straighten the arms, relax the head, deep breath. One more. And then come all the way up to sit. We're coming back to the mat, and I'm gonna grab my squishy ball, okay? I'm gonna put this right in between my shoulder blades. You can also use a foam roller or a rolled up towel or even like a couch pillow type thing. And you're gonna bring your hands back behind your head. I'm pretty central with my spot where the ball is, just in line with the bottom of my shoulder blades, I'd say. And from here, we can start to get our extension stretch. So you come back towards the floor. And then exhale, come on back up. So this is a 2-for-1 deal. You get that nice back stretch. And then you get to do some abdominal work on the way up. Breath-related move. Let's keep those arms behind the head and the elbows in your peripheral vision. I like to move forward a little bit so then the ball is a little bit higher, and then when you move through this, you'll get a little bit of a different stretch. Let's do 4 more like this. And 3. And 2. For this one, I'm going to come on back and I'm going to gently put my own head down with my hands. If my head doesn't want to reach the mat, maybe I'll just, if I were to just hold my head for a while and then bring the elbows wide. If you can put your head down, put it down and then bring your arms out into a cactus or goalpost shape and breathe. And then come on back, hands behind the head. Curl it up. And I'm going to roll to the side, shimmy the ball out, lie flat for just a minute because that always feels really nice. And then I'm going to flip over onto my belly, but before I flip completely onto my belly, I'm going to bring the ball right underneath, just below the ribs, just below the chest, to the rib area. You can put it right on your chest too. It's just not as comfortable for me to do that, so I'm just putting it just below my chest on my ribs, and then I'm going to bring my arms out nice and wide. Elbows are bent and down. I'm going to start to arch through the upper back and gently push down through my palms, and take a nice deep breath. And then kind of let the head come back gently towards the floor. And then let the head hang a little bit. And then come on back up again. This really allows you to isolate this movement in through the upper spine, in my opinion. I'm getting much more movement than I would, I think, without the ball. And then lower back down. And one more here. And back down. And then you can just shimmy the ball out and put your head down on your hands. Bring your shoulders to a pretty comfortable position. Lengthen out through the right leg and start to lift the leg up away from the floor, and then lower back down. Lengthen out through the left leg. Make it so long that it starts to lift away from the floor. Let's continue to alternate. Makes a big difference for me if I'm kind of drawing my abdominals in or finding a little bit of engagement there. Doesn't have to be a very big movement. I'm still just alternating one leg at a time. Check in with your shoulders. Relax those shoulders a little bit. 3 more. 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, and 1. Both legs lengthen out, draw the abdominals in, and then lower back down. 2 more. Lengthen and lower. 1 more time. Lengthen and lower down. Bring yourself up onto your forearms. Push down through your forearms. Walk your feet a little bit closer to one another. Bend the right knee, flex the right foot. You want to do like a little kick. P.S. Lift your belly away from the floor a little bit. You shouldn't be in a ton of like, what do they call that? When you kind of dump down into the low back, lift your belly, kick, and then point and then go back down. Left foot, flex, kick, and lengthen out. Right leg, kick, and back down. Left, kick, and down. Right, kick, and down, and left, kick. One more each way. Right and left. Lower down. And then sit back on your heels. And reach the arms long. One more deep breath here. And then come all the way up. Okay, we're gonna do one more thing and we're gonna use that ball one more time. Come on up to stand. And I'm just gonna come a little bit closer to a wall just so I can kind of hold on a little bit. And I'm gonna take the ball and bring it underneath the right arch of my right foot. And then I'm gonna roll around in a circle. So this is really intense for me. I have like knots in my arch. Other people say that they do too. I'm just making a circle in one direction. I'm just gonna throw this out there because I kind of forgot about this until this exact moment. I took a little sort of mini course on what's called trigger point through this company, trigger point release. And there's like a fine print that says if people have a risk of blood clotting, then they should be really careful with stuff like this. I don't know. That's all I know. So if you suddenly are like, hey, that could be me, why don't you just pause and then Google like trigger point rolling and blood clots, or, you know, the risk is probably incredibly low, but it would be wrong of me not to mention that. Okay, so I'm finding those circles, and now I'm gonna move the ball forward. So it's underneath the ball of the foot, like that. And then the further forward I step my left foot, the more intense this becomes. And I'm just gonna move my foot right and left. And then I feel a nice like fascia stretch through the ankle as well. Nice deep breath, relax the shoulders. And then come back to the center, and we'll just switch to the other foot. So you can bring it underneath the arch now of your left foot. Roll it out. And breathe. And then go the other way. And then you can make your way to the ball of the foot. And then same as the other side, you'll just step your opposite foot forward until you find that sort of sweet spot. And then move the foot left and right. And then come back to the center. Step back. That always feels a little bit better. And let's end with arms up. Hook your thumbs. Chin down just a little bit. Big old stretch in one direction. You can roll through the center to come to the other side. And back again. And one more time to the other side. And then all the way down. Let's do a roll down actually. Why not? So standing nice and tall, bring your chin to your chest. I like to soften my knees just a little bit and roll forward. With your exhale, let your head get heavier. One more deep breath. And then soften the knees, push down through your feet, and roll up. All right. That feels pretty good. May the force be with you.